fucking excrement. You know those hypnotists that do street shows? They'll see what this one was banging. No, I'm too loud. What? It's considered a the fuck is going on? Shit.
Hello?
Ah, what a day, man. What a day.
Yeah? No, I entirely understand. Yep. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
If we are going to get shot at, we should have a team medic.
It's better than watching tutorials on how to suture your own wounds.
It is eerie being here where so many died. These ruins are like an open wound for the city.
This whole area is sus. Look at all the security. Is this what you do to a building that's supposed to be under repair?
Good point, Bagley. Tell me what I'm looking for.
Any kind of device or component that could still be emitting the signal. It seems to be coming from within the rubble.
What the shit?
This is it. The signal is coming from this spider bot fragment. No indication yet who it belongs to.
It's taken a lot of damage. Any idea what it is doing here?
Difficult to say, but with an AR reconstruction, we may be able to see what happened to it and if it relates to the attack. Access data relays in the vicinity, and I can compile enough data to build the AR reconstruction.
What was that?
Perfect. 2 more data relays to go. One more data relay and I'll have it. That should do it. Now, I'll just take the audio from this stream and the video from these 36 and... Got it. Go back to where you found that spider bot and I'll show you the AR reconstruction from the night of the explosion.
Right, got it.
CTOS-AR, data reconstruction in progress.
You brought the payload?
What, think we'd go back for you?
Don't trust the Kelly dog.
Kelly dog. This clearly implicates Clan Kelly in the bombings.
Looks like a delivery. The Kellys were probably just the supplier.
So who is this woman? Not part of Clan Kelly. I think she may be in 0 Day.
Well, don't just stand there. Keep looking.
Bagley, see if you can determine who was controlling the spider bot.
I've now fully decrypted the signal the spider bot is broadcasting. And while I cannot identify a specific user, it is a call code used by the Metropolitan Police Service.
Good God! So the bloody police were watching this whole time?
The reconstruction continues behind that rubble.
So what? You want me to quantum tunnel through it?
Quantum tunnel technology is at least 10 years away, but spider bots and drones are here today. You could try one of those if you don't feel like waiting.
Good idea.
Why don't you aim those human eyeballs of yours at the van's cargo?
Right, got it.
RDX nitrogen, and the exact same detonator system like the bombs that were planted at Parliament.
That settles it. It was 0 Day.
There, Brody, got all the deliveries.
So you were hired to supply all the targets?
Shut it, we're all on need to know.
Multiple teams were used, of course. 0 Day is at least tactically sound.
That's certainly one way to pull off a massive coordinated attack while remaining anonymous. 0 Day needed manpower and resources, but they needed them at an arm's length. And it doesn't take the world's greatest AI detective to see that both Clan Kelly and Albion benefited in the aftermath. Unfortunately, this is the most we can get out of the AR reconstruction. But if we could find the mystery officer who was spying through the spider bot, maybe they could tell us more.
Find.
Tracing the Spiderbot serial number, it was assigned to New Scotland Yard 3 years ago. Perhaps more information about its user or its assignment will be available at the station.
If the police knew who the actual bombers were months ago, why wouldn't they release that information?
The only way to know for sure is to investigate New Scotland Yard.
Is anyone seeing this? Spinning out.
Looks like Albion has taken over this station.
And the entire police service. But don't worry, if you're not pleased with your privatized goon squad, just take your business across the street.
I think the people will soon long for the days when the police were the law.
Not to worry, the only difference now is the uniform, assault weapons, and the fact they're motivated by profit over public service. Now, any record or information on the Spiderbot will be further in.
What the fuck is this?
This carries a mandatory sentence of 5 years in prison and possible deportation. Ensure that you carry legitimate identification.
There we go. I think you just made a new friend. If Albion wanted to lock them up, they must be dangerous. And dangerous we can use.
That's correct. Can you confirm this is the same spider bot, Bagley?
According to the serial numbers, this matches the piece of spider bot from the Tone bombing site.
Any way to find the last user?
Navigate the spider bot from out of that room. I'll need a direct connection in order to learn more from our bisected friend.
I'm on it.
That opening right there looks like a good exit point. Right, get comfy. This spiderbot might be broken and missing some of its legs, but it can still jump and fit through vents. That's a good way to get through the station undetected. That's a part of the remote detonator system from Parliament. If the Met, or Albion rather, actually analysed it, they would see it wasn't DedSec's handiwork at all. Buggery fuck, would you look at all this junk? You'll have to jump your way across to get to the next vent opening.
decided they couldn't be trusted to do their jobs. Suddenly some corporation could clean up our streets better than the same police for who knows how long. When crime fighting is treated like a business, crime will never go away. That would be bad for business, right? So don't tell me Albion has our best interests at heart, sod that.
If the police could handle their job, Albion would be necessary, but they can't. Home bombing is a perfect example. A bunch of lazy, overpaid cops for a secret real. Well, they're not at the wheel anymore, are they?
I've been around a lot long enough to know what kind of people Albion are. Like cowards. They say they're trying to protect us from criminals, but they're legal. Really, they're just afraid something. Oh, not what they are. Yeah.
You're almost there. Make your way through this last bent path.
Welcome back to The Upload. Today we're talking about cryptocurrency. Crypto now seems like it's been around forever, but it's really quite a new invention. Were you an early adopter?
I was one of the first that was in this market. That seemed to be a new way of financial transactions, a new way of money. It's something that we could completely reinvent and change some of the legacy financial systems around the world and really give power back to the people.
Yeah, it was a real shift in the way that the world works. Let's recap the basics. Central to cryptocurrency is the distributed ledger technology, the tech that keeps track of all transactions. And what this means is you can have a decentralized system without having to trust any one party, like old-fashioned banks.
One of the reasons why I got involved so early was that you could stay anonymous.
Yeah, the features of cryptocurrency very much fit into that early mindset. It was all about finding an alternative to centralized systems. It was kind of a countercultural punk ethos. The whole point of the distributed ledger is you're not trusting any one person to keep a track of who has what money or how they're spending it. It's all out there in the open for anyone to see, and yet you can remain secretive.
But not everybody now wants to keep up this crypto legacy. They don't share this attitude anymore. We've seen institutions, businesses, even governments experimenting with crypto, which doesn't really fit into its original radical counterculture mold.
Yeah, it's kind of weird today to think of people not using cryptocurrency. It's so mainstream now. You know, I'm almost nostalgic for the feel of cash. Good old-fashioned paper and coins. First they changed the paper notes to plastic notes, and now it's just all digital. There's nothing to hold on to.
It was great just to be able to have a little bit of money to carry around with you.
I think the turning point in the UK really came a few years ago when the pound dropped 10% over just one season. People living off grid started using crypto, and just as everyone was losing faith in the pound, they were gaining it in cryptocurrency, which turned out to be much more stable. Kind of the opposite to what people thought in the beginning.
And then, of course, there was the recession. It didn't take long for startups to see an opportunity in this new way of doing finance. A lot of traditional money was converted to crypto, and it really shook up the financial sector.
Can you remember when they first introduced crypto cash points?
That was really sneaky. It was a classic startup behavior. They just installed them everywhere. No consultation with the government, no approval or anything, but people immediately started to use them.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of how Bloom put out the Optic. They just made it free and flooded the streets with these devices. Suddenly everyone had them.
If there's this great option of tech, people are just going to start using it, no matter the cost.
Parliament actually tried to put a stop to the cash points, but people were using them so much already. There was outrage. I mean, some parts of London were already using crypto as their primary currency by then.
And now, apparently, or at least in theory, crypto is illegal.
Yeah, in May this year, economists found that crypto was being traded more than the pound, and banks were not happy. They
Got it.
Scanning Spiderbot and accessing its internal drives. While I'm analysing this data, you should make yourself scarce. Unless you'd like to explain to your new, heavily armed, privatised police force why you've broken into the station.
Sure.
The Spiderbot fragment you found has a satellite-based GPS module that regularly pushed its location to a specific ground station.
There's only one way to find out what's going on. Let's go.
Pushing you the ground station's coordinates. The GPS history of the Spiderbot we recovered regularly pinged these coordinates. Our mystery witness to the real bombers must have come to this lovely, damp location several times.
Good spot to do some secret shit.
Or to discreetly dump a body into the Thames.
Hope you can find me a way in, Bagley.
I'm detecting a surveillance network guarding a space under this bridge. If you can patch into it, perhaps you can take a look inside.
My days, you seeing this? It's like a secret cop bunker.
Well, if Albion was stomping all over your workplace, you'd find a different place to store your lunch too. And it seems our mystery officer was dedicated.
What I want to know is how they ended up at Tone.
The computer's dusty enough to kill an asthmatic, but there may still be something useful on it.
This is Inspector Caitlin Lau. Well, former inspector now. Since Albion's coup, the Met is no more. The police brass had already buried the evidence anyway. Everything implicating Albion and Clan Kelly in the bombings. But I know Mary Kelly's band of twats were involved, and they're involved in other crimes we can look into. Me and a few good mates are willing to go off book, going after Mary Kelly again. I'll never fucking learn, will I? Inspector Caitlin Lau, video log. Clan Kelly and Albion are teamed up on some deal. I don't have all the details, but it looks to be human trafficking. The European Processing Center is the Albion angle. Since the bombings, they can grab anyone off the street. Call them illegal immigrants, potential DedSec insurgents, whatever. Though we know who the real danger is. So Clan Kelly gets hold of these people, these immigrants, deportees, victims, really, and they're taking them somewhere. But where and why? It all comes back to the boss lady herself. I knew she was into something, but she wriggled off the hook. There's only one way I can do this. 24/7 surveillance on Mary Kelly. If I'm caught, well, this will be my last entry. But I have to see what she's hiding.
So, our mystery officer was Inspector Caitlin Lau. It sounds like Mary Kelly was her white whale, and her investigation led her to the bombings.
Now you having a go? Albion are actually running with Clan Kelly. Like, for real?
It seems like 0 Days Web covers all of the unsavory bits of London. Tug on a thread, and it leads back to them. Clan Kelly and Albion included.
Loads of people are disappearing every day. We need to end this for real.
Inspector Lau mentioned Albion is running their part of the operation out of the EPC. Detectives like us call that a lead.
Halt! Failure to comply will result in forceful intervention. Cease and desist, or you will be restrained.
Let's take him down!
Hey, we need some help here.
Surrender yourself. Failure to comply will result in extreme measures.
I'm in pursuit of the target.
Warning, continuing unlawful activity will result...
This Albion Clan Kelly business leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And if Caitlin Lau's right, then this little nugget jumps to the front of the queue. We have reason to believe a former DedSec operative may still be alive, but missing inside the EPC.
Angel Lopez, not London-born, but I won't hold that against him, unlike some others.
Looks like Angel got caught up in the immigration roundup, which, ironically, may be the only reason he escaped 0 days DedSec purge.
Anti-immigrant sentiment has grown in London since the bombings. Albion fuels it. It allows them to send anyone they want to their brutal refugee camp.
We need to find Angel before they discover he's DedSec. This is kind of personal team. But finding his trail might just shed some light on the Albion Clan Kelly connection.
Shit. Good thing is, at least he's in London. Nobody's taking deportees. But EPC? That's bad news, fam.
I've sent the details to your device and advised our contact at the EPC. They can get you inside.